What is up, SmackNPie here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, specifically to Friday Night Funkin' explanation video series. Today we are going to tackle Madness, specifically Tricky, from the full-ad Tricky mod that happened a couple of days ago. So you know what, without wasting any more time, let us begin. So Tricky is part of an ongoing New Ground series, a flash animation made by these lads. I'm gonna put the links in the description. The series is called Madness Combat. This series has multiple episodes over the course of decades on the website, dating all the way back to 2002. I played many games on this website, by the way, way long ago, back when YouTube was just a baby trying to figure out its place on the internet. Anyways, there are multiple arcs in the series, Madness Combat of course, but this mod or week specifically touches Tricky out of them all. Tricky was killed and revived as a zombie in the series, hence he looks greenish, and his face has always been like this. Believe it or not, twitching is also part of the actual series from the Newgrounds flash animations. Then came the mask, and that's why he hides his face. His sole purpose in the series was to kill Hank, the main protagonist of the series, Madness Combat. Now, once Friday Night Funkin' fully drops, and when we do get Madness in the game, we will officially have a reason to connect Boyfriend to the Madness, but Auditor, who is the main antagonist of the Madness Combat series, was very intrigued by Boyfriend at the end of the week and his efforts against Tricky. Even he was confused how Boyfriend got there. Hank too. This is why Tricky was all over the place. He was caught off guard. His purpose was to kill Hank, but Boyfriend got in the way, forcing Tricky to shift through phases of his, only to turn into this big final form, which is actually from Madness Combat the game, not the series. But going back to the topic at hand, Hank was minding his own business on a random day somewhere in Nevada. Like I said, once officially the game drops, we will have a reason to connect that with Boyfriend. However, we end up in Nevada. Tricky gets summoned exactly in the way he appears in the series. We defeat him in phase 1. Hank, minding his own business, driving around, finds us, shoots Tricky. His mask is now off. Tricky actually didn't wear any masks until after the revival as a zombie. This is his way of hiding who he's become, even though he's a zombie, which is pretty sad actually. Then phase 2 begins. Masks are now off. After phase 2, just like in Madness series, we thought Tricky is dead, but he was like, nah, you don't kill clowns, like a clown kills you. In Madness series, he goes off and obliterates, but that's it. Here, he turns into his final form, which even Hank can't take. It's funny that with these mods, devs can do anything with these characters, but they choose to keep them all true to the characters, whether it be Hank, Boyfriend, or even Girlfriend. So well played, all staying true to the characters. I know it's supposed to be in full official game, but still, kudos to the devs. Phase 3, however, is where the nasty stuff happens, and I'm so happy they kept Hank in it for this phase, as he should be. It's his enemy after all. We just ended up here, all because we were caught with Daddy Dearest's daughter. Fam, we didn't even do the deed. Why all this pain and suffering? This phase shows what upcoming weeks needs to keep in mind if they want to tackle someone as serious as Tricky. But these are a bit harsh, I will say. However, they serve the characters and story right. This can actually beat the final week, with this being one of the final bosses. But yeah, you beat this phase, and I say beat, you just try not to die. You do get an upper hand, but fortunately Tricky is back to his first form. So that was real close, and he's out of your way. For now. All this as Auditor is watching over, observing Boyfriend specifically. We know Auditor is the true antagonist of the series, so it's no wonder this full Tricky week was just about, well, Tricky. But it's also set up other arcs, other upcoming arcs, including the Auditor. In the near future, which we are 100% sure there will be a follow-up to this, Auditor will be here, or at least some other characters from the series. How do we know this? Well, we never talked about Improbability Drive. This is in short the power created to kill Hank in the series, hence he can get into different forms. Whoever got the power, of course, becomes all powerful and whatnot. Whilst all this is factual, and we see that visibly, in Tricky, it must be noted that only Auditor can actually use the Improbability Drive with its fullest potential, to its fullest potential. Only he can use it fully, and with actual conscious intelligence and pure thirst of revenge, vengeance, and hatred, Auditor will be unstoppable. He just gave a glimpse of what Improbability Drive and his own hatred against Hank can cause, and we learned that in phase 4. Phase 4, as we all know, is only unlockable if you beat full week on hard mode. Phase 4 shows a teaser of what's to come, both in series and in the game mod, that is. It's not Tricky anymore. It's gonna be Madness all over. Pun intended. Auditor is prepping and he's getting ready big time. These bichers have nothing to do with the series. All cards are on the table. Where do we go from here? Well, to be noted, there are other arcs. We didn't even finish this one completely, so don't be surprised if we get Tricky back again, but he won't be the full focus. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping for before going all in against Auditor himself. It all depends on the developers, honestly, how they want to stretch this and how long they want to stretch this, of course. But I guess we will find out, all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, that would do it for this video. Full madness and Tricky in Friday Night Funkin' explained. Well, at least I tried to keep it as short as possible and keep it to FNF lore and FNF world, not going as in depth with the actual series itself. I know I could have done more, but I'm satisfied with what he did here. I love to do theories and explanation and stuff like these, so please feel free to correct me, add any stuff, and suggest anything you would want to see on this channel. I would be more than happy to. Next up, we will do either another mod or full story, so make sure you, ladies and gentlemen, are subscribed with notifications on. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's SmackNPie, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and peace.